What is up, Crypto Junkies? It's Crypto J, and I'll be your host to do another profile of an ICO today. So today we're going to talk about Global Metrology Project. Okay, GMP for short, and I already know what you're thinking and you're saying. You're saying, what the is metrology? Well, I had to Google it myself because I had no fucking idea. The scientific study of measurement. Right. I think a lot of people have no idea what the hell they're even doing. They think that it has to do with IT. Here's my understanding. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm going to take a stab at this. So much like, I believe a tool and die shop is what it's called, they make the prototype and the master copy of shit to be pressed, right? Like car parts, physical stuff. You got a 3D printer, makes this pattern and uses this original sample to make replicas. In clothing, you've got to have a scheme and a pattern, and then you get to make stuff from that, right? In economics, it's the same way. You need a size and scope and scheme to make stuff happen, right? In the area of science. And I believe that's what they do. I believe they help you make that. So they're like a tool and die, but for metrology, for economics. Hope I'm right. Cool couple fun facts. They have a working product already. It's up and rolling. I read that on they have a forum. So I'll give this link, bitcointalk.org, topic, whatever. Just give you the link under the video. Come on. But yeah, so here, Sergey, which since I bought about $250 worth of the coin, I've been in communication with Sergey, and really great concept. I don't know if it'll take off, but I love it. So let's keep talking about this. So already now we're doing business that brings certain profit, mainly calibration verification of measuring instruments on average 3,000 to 4,000 pieces per month. Thanks to which we have the opportunity to equip our metrology centers and expand the scope of accreditation. But even with such margin, without investment, development will be long from our point of view. We know what to do and how to do it. Perhaps I will answer the question. So the direct question was, why don't you just go get funding yourself? Why don't you just go get a loan, I assume? And so he said the Russian banks can provide a loan, 19 to 22% feasible for us, but with a loan security of 5 to 8 times beyond our capacities. So this is a Russian-based company that deals with metrology. The team itself seems to be really tech and really driven, and that I think is a good thing. We'll go over the team in just a second. The roadmap, there are a couple bad things. The roadmap, the ICO is a little bit long. The site loads slow. Oh, the other problem that I saw, because there's 12 pages in this forum. Okay, let's just scroll up to the top. If you got time, go for it to go through all 12 pages. Very active forum thread. I love threads like this when ICOs rather jump into forums. They seem to drum up a lot more conversation. Usually what you're looking for is for them to have a Slack group, a Telegram group, follow their Twitter accounts, and then of course jump into any threads that they've got going on. General Metrology Project. They're gonna do their own coin. We're in ICO right now. Where are we at? 13 days left. Current rate, you'll see 1 ETH, 2040 GMPs. Token pre-ITO ends October 30th. That's what we're in right now. Pre-ITO. Initial technical offering. I don't know, maybe that's a typo. Initial token offering. So pre-ITO, that's initial token offering, ends October 30th, 2017. 13 days away. You can contribute. I already did. I got about $250 worth of coin, which is $1,700. Here's what I love about what they're doing, okay? They want to take on some sectors that are really hurting, and they've given some really great stats. Like what they want to do, the existing money that's already in there, the existing growth that's in there, and then they really point out some of the big problems. Okay, so let's dive into this here. According to experts, the share of expenses for the metrological provision constitutes 5 to 10% of social labor. As for branches of industry producing complex equipment, it reaches 20 to 30%. The cost of metrological works and services in developed countries constitutes 4 to 6% of the GDP. 15 trillion is just a part of already existing market at which GMP project is oriented. That's the Global Metrology Project, okay? In an era of wide introduction of new technology and automation, the global metrology services market grows at more than 10% every year. I think it's a lot higher than that, okay? Because where we're going with AI, where we're going with technology is very, very exciting stuff. And there's a lot of problems that exists already. Like if we just take a look at one article they linked to, the 7 biggest problems facing science, according to 270 scientists. I'll link you to this as well. It was published July 14th, 2016. Academia has huge money problem. Number 2, too many studies are poorly designed. Yes. Number 3, replicating results is crucial and rare. Number 4, peer review is broken. Number 5, too much science is locked behind paywalls. Number 6, science is poorly communicated. Of course this is true because scientists are scientists. They're not marketers. They can't wrap words around concepts to make people, oh yeah, that makes sense, right? Scientists are awful at communicating the big picture of what they're doing. They're very great at talking scientifically about this stuff though. All right, so that's where science needs to meet more marketing, needs to meet more people who are great at communicating. Life as a young academic is incredibly stressful. Conclusion, science is not doomed. Okay, so it talks about all the core problems and then what we can do about it to fix these problems. This is big because no matter what country you're from, all of this is required for us to grow, okay? Metrology as a whole is required for humanity to move forward. This is one of those, it's a disruptor and it's an incredibly complex topic and marketplace. And that's why I like this, because I think even if it doesn't do good, even if it doesn't pop the way that I think it could, I think it'll still do great. All right, let's go down to the roadmap. They've been going since 2014 with PrEP. 2015, the procurement of laboratory equipment and getting the certificate of accreditation, licensing. 2016, the successful results of the pilot phase allowed to start scaling up the project. 2017 to 2018 is obviously the ICO, Investor Traction, expansion of project team. 2018 to 20, the opening of 86 GMP centers in the Russian Federation and creation of the first cluster, Moscow. This is where the big question comes in because, okay, if there's already a network of metrology centers, because what they're looking to actually open up is physical locations, physical centers that are dealing in these different sectors of science and economics. Again, I hope I'm correct on that. And so the next big question is, okay, isn't that already existing? Isn't that already flowing? Why wouldn't they just use what's already there? And again, I've read through a fair bit of the forum, about half, and if my understanding is correct, then the big problem is that these metrology centers, they can't build and scale at the speed in which we think that they could, like a normal business, right? If I start to sell things on Amazon, all I got to do is increase the inventory or the team that's fulfilling and increase my sales coming in the front, pay for more traffic, and the whole thing grows, right? I build on those 3 things, the front end and the back end and the actual fulfillment process, okay? Now, with metrology, apparently because all these issues where money's getting locked up, it's kind of like this struggling sector right now. Because of those core issues, things aren't advancing the way that they should be. And so even though there's all these already existing networks and centers to get the various pieces done, nobody's bringing it together in one place like this. Nobody's breaking down the barrier of the money problems to actually get the funding, to get the things up off the ground, to get them completed in their timelines. Nobody's brought in cryptocurrency like these guys want to. And then the actual way that they're building the facilities and scaling the concept is different than what else exists out there. So that's why it's a disruptor, because it's not necessarily this entirely new concept, right? It's taking something that already exists, much like an Uber, much like a Facebook did, much like a lot of these other disruptors, and they're just making the model better. And they're bringing in cryptocurrency, which doesn't really have restrictions. It's not, you don't have your funds sitting behind a paywall. And I think those are big key reasons why this could really take off. Because if they've got this model streamlined in a way that nobody else does, this could be big. this could be really, really big. I mean, we're talking about like automating the process in which all this is getting done. And right now, that I can tell you it's a long and daunting process, because science as a whole is usually one of the slowest adapters. Science as a whole is usually one of the slowest adopters of new technology for whatever reason. And even if they want to go quicker, a lot of times they're hamstrung by the people that are funding them, by the people that are getting them the finances to actually do these things. So yeah, right now we're in ITO, initial token offering, coin offering, ICO, it's the same thing. So here's what we've got, okay? September 28th to the 30th, it was 15 cents per token. October 30th to November 27th, which is round one of the ITO, is going to be 45 cents, then $1.35, and then $4.05. So they want to keep running rounds, 4 rounds, to keep bringing in more investors and more revenue. And I think that's important. I'll talk more about that in just a second, because the cost of these facilities, they've got pretty well broken down. But the co-founders, just read these profiles. We are witnesses and participants of not just a new historical era, but also of a new step in human evolution. We have a real chance to become involved in the given processes. Specialist in project development and high-tech project implementation from zero, technology and technical complex design engineer, investor, businessman since 2008, and co-founder of several successful business projects. For the purpose of the project implementation, we have built a super team of professionals. These people possess a high level of inner motivation, an extraordinary fund of energy, and a great striving for achievement. At every stage of the project development, the more and more committed and talented people will get involved. You can be these people. Join us in this fascinating journey into the future. So, and you can go through and read the rest of the profiles, but they've got a great core team. They've all got expertise and touch into this area. Since I started talking to Sergey, they've got some advisors that they're in communication with to bring on board, and they're actively trying to work with more and more people to make this thing a success. I think that's very important. They actually give you, in Russian currency, the cost of just about every piece of this thing, which I think is important, because again, if you follow my ICO criteria, one of the big pieces is the details. And you have to be detailed enough, but not too detailed when you're talking about something that's happening down the road. So you need to know all your hard costs of what is going to be involved in doing this. And because they've already got let's call it a demo, a prototype running, which is one of these facilities that's up and running, it's making money, they've gone through a lot of the stumbles and fumbles of doing this, and now they want to scale this concept. I think that in and of itself makes this a very unique ICO. Not a lot of ICOs even have a working product, let alone have one that's actually been out in the market running and collecting data and collecting and refining their process. So they break down everything on for what each facility would cost. Their biggest expense is going to be staff and running the facilities themselves. But they have a pretty aggressive roadmap, I think, for what they want to accomplish, and I'm excited about it. You can read through the forum, which they're all very active. Sergey's in there, and who's the other one? I think they came in on page 10. Let me look at page 12. There's a couple of their junior members that are part of the team. Where are they? Yeah, Ivan. Yeah, he's the other one that came in. And so Penn's Coin has also been asking, been asking some really interesting questions, really good questions, like competition between laboratories, like really trying to dig down into the nuts and bolts of like what is going to make this laboratory so different. Those are some great questions and answers to read over. That's what we got going on with GMP, Global Metrology Project. I like it. There'll be links underneath this video for not only how you can get involved in the ICO, but this threaded forum conversation that's going on. I'll link to this article if you want to read it. And then, of course, you'll be able to get all the information off the website itself. There's explainer videos. There's all the steps of the ITO. That's all on the forum as well. But you can get it off of the site. The site just loads a little bit slow. I hope that they update it very, very soon. And, I'll leave it with this. They seem to be getting some good press. I was reading a couple articles recently, and there's been quite a few other YouTubers that have covered it. I think overall they're starting to get the momentum. They're starting to get the juices flowing, and that's what it takes. You know, all these projects, they have to hit a tipping point. If they can hit that tipping point, then they usually do much better. And me making this video and other YouTubers making this video talking about our excitement about what this could represent, what this could do from an innovation, from just a progression standpoint of humanity in and of itself. To go deep for a second, it's big. So this PDF here will walk you through how to send it over, how to actually get involved. You can use myetherwallet.com, which is what I use. That's what I used as well. And it's a pretty easy process, but you got to fund it with ETH. We got the forum, we got the actual website, and then if you want to get involved in this ICO, there'll be a link underneath the video for you to go ahead and contribute to this project. There's 13 days left at this price at the pre-ITO rollout, which is a token price of only 15 cents per token. I went ahead and got myself 1,700. They link to all their transactions as well. If you wanted to follow along, let me refresh this. I haven't seen an update on how full they are on the ITO itself. I'd imagine they're doing pretty good. They've got their co-founder, Igor, getting involved in different blockchain and Bitcoin events around the world over the next couple months. I would assume that would be to get more eyeballs on the project itself. I think this is a big project. I think it's definitely one that a lot of people paying attention to and would be likely to ignore because it's not that sexy of a topic. But what it represents for an ICO like this to come in and disrupt this space like this, I think is a good thing. I think it's a really positive thing. Anyways, that's it for this video. That's it for this profile. Thank you so much for tuning in, my friends. What's up, crypto junkies? Be sure to like and place a comment below with your BTC address for a chance to win free Bitcoin. That's right. On a regular basis, we send out Bitcoin to the crypto junkies community. Also, be sure to click on the subscribe button and the bell notification so that you get an email every time we upload a new video on the channel and you don't miss out on any of the fun contests and challenges that we're constantly running. Much love, my friends.